If you recall, the last couple months I weighed 158 pounds pretty much. And this month, I feel like I've been feasting like a lot. I've had my sourdough starter, so I've been eating flour pretty much every day, either bread or pancakes. I've been eating lots of pigeons, and avocado are starting to pop up consistently. So if I haven't gained weight now, then I'm probably in trouble. So we'll see. It's not possible. 157 pounds. I can't believe that I've been eating and eating and eating, or I feel like I have. I've been eating a lot more than I was, and I lost weight. Wow, so I lost 1.3 pounds. I guess I have been a lot more active too, so things are interrelated apparently. Damn, I really thought I gained some weight this month. Alright, here I am. I've made it 6 months, halfway. I don't think this psychology that's quite hit me yet. Today is just another day. I feel like I was maybe supposed to be going downhill right after this, but it feels like some like crazy long distance race where you get halfway and you're really winded and you're kind of wondering what you got yourself into, waiting for that second wind, which maybe doesn't come for a while or at all, just being exhausted. And also getting kind of bored, just like mundane, just going. And you're kind of just like waiting for the downhill to start. And maybe like right now I'm like cresting and it just doesn't feel like I'm going downhill. So hopefully I get that second wind soon that I keep imagining is coming. Whenever I was on a long run, I always seemed to pull up that extra energy I needed right at the end and finish strong, no matter how tired I was. So I'm hoping Zap's going to be like that. I really don't want to end like pathetically just straggling across the line. Oh God. Oh, but I will if I have to, and if not, then maybe I'll just pass out. I don't know if I mentioned this. When Zap started the first month, my sense of smell went through the roof. It just, man, it was crazy. I just smelled things all the time. Allison would open a bag of chips in the bedroom and she'd be like snacking, trying to sneak a few, and I'd be like, I can smell that from the kitchen. As soon as she opened it, boom, dude, it permeated the whole house. And I'd be talking to someone and I could literally smell on their breath whether they'd eaten and tell them specifically, like, you just ate this. And I'm not sure if that's basically from my body just wanting stuff so bad that it like was like just screaming out for these certain things, mostly like fatty foods, or if it was just that I was more acutely aware of things in general. But now it's interesting that, you know, as I've kind of gained weight back, that like sense of smell has really decreased. Like I smell things now more just like out of curiosity. I don't know, I always smell food now. I never remember like really taking time to smell things before I ate them. But now it's like part of the process of like enjoying your food. Food was never my thing. I would just eat to survive and keep going. And now I feel like I've become a connoisseur, and it's like I look forward any meal that's got, you know, an extra freaking carrot or something. It's just like fantastic. I just find that fascinating that the sense of smell could come on so strong when I was basically starving, and then it would just like gradually go away as I like, you know, didn't need the calories as much. This month I've successfully made my sourdough starter, which is really exciting to me. I originally intended to make it, bake a couple loaves of bread just to learn how to do it in case I ever need to know how to do it, and then stop doing it and keep my flour for, you know, like rationing. I've become attached to my starter and I don't want to see it go. It's like my little buddy. I have to feed it every day, you know, make sure the water's just right. It's my pet firepower. I should kill it, but I haven't yet. That also kind of like has made me start thinking about the division of labor, because you know, on Zap it takes me all day to bake one loaf of bread. You know, I have to mix all the ingredients to keep the starter going, and then I have to like wait for them to rise, and then I have to punch them down, then wait for them to rise again, then I have to get the fire just right, then I have to bake it, then I have to turn it and bake it again, and it takes all freaking day for one loaf of bread. It's really inefficient to be having one person bake one loaf of bread. I keep coming back to this thing, you need a tribe of people. It just like make things so much more efficient. Although I'm starting to think too that maybe you would have to deal with like the interpersonal politics of a tribe, which can make things a lot more complicated, you know, like vies for power and like this guy's sleeping with that guy's girlfriend and wants to kill him. I mean, like, there's stuff that's gonna come up that's gonna add some complexity to your life. But I think there's a reason why people banded together, and that will happen after the apocalypse. Some curious person had asked me for a percentage, and I feel like I probably eat, probably about 85 to 90% of my food is stuff that I gather and or grow in my garden. 10 to 15% is things that I had before the apocalypse. That's stayed fairly steady because I've been rationing my food so well. I could probably survive without anything if I'm getting 85% of my food from natural sources, especially at this point with some knowledge and the stores that I've built up from Zap. It also kind of like interests me that I feel like I'm roughing it now. You know, I've ran out of so many things. I used to have Parmesan cheese for months, and how I thought I was roughing it then, and yet now I feel like I'm roughing it even more. And yet I think in the future I'm like, geez, it's only gonna get worse. During the first quarter of Zap, I was really living like a king. I had a lot of things that I don't have now, and in the true apocalypse, I maybe never would have again. You know, I'm gonna run out of flour. I'll never have bread again. You know, so it's all perspective. You know, everything in life is perspective. It just keeps coming back to that. I kept thinking that I just got to make it 6 months. Once I make it 6 months, I'll be halfway done. But now that I'm here, I feel like, holy cow, I'm only halfway done. If that makes sense. 6 months down, and 6 months to go.